Welcome back, everybody. Well, we have covered an awful lot of material in this class so far. We've looked at different ways that people hold faith. We've looked at different ways that we can offer interfaith spiritual guidance. We've looked at different models of spiritual development. So the last thing that I am hoping that we can learn in this class is how do we approach people of different ages? People who come from different age groups have different assumptions about the spiritual life. They have different assumptions about who the divine is. They have different preferred ways of praying or meditating or connecting. Actually, people of different age groups, different generations, are kind of like different spiritual species. So getting a handle on what the unique spiritualities of the different generations that are alive today are, what their special needs are, and how you can best meet those needs is going to really help us become better spiritual guides. So in today's, or this week's reading, we're going to be looking at the three oldest generations that are alive. We're going to be looking at the GI generation, and they're called this because they were involved in 2 world wars. Tom Brokaw calls them the greatest generation. And they have a very specific understanding of who the divine is and how one should approach the divine. And if we try to have them approach the divine in a different way, it is going to make them very uncomfortable and is going to really impede the spiritual guidance process. So understanding their needs is going to be very important. The next generation is called the silent generation. Silent really because they were kind of the support people for the GIs. Even though they did some very important things in their time, they went about them in a very quiet way. The next generation is the boomers, who were anything but quiet. Even though they're named for the baby boom, they caused a cultural explosion that is still reverberating today. This group has a very distinctive spirituality and requires a very distinctive approach in spiritual guidance as well. So let's turn to our reading, learn about the cultural contexts that formed these 3 very, very different generations, and then look at the distinctive spirituality that each one of them holds, and how we, as interfaith spiritual guides, can meet them on their own territory and minister to them in a way that is going to be most effective for them. Let's get started.